Today, our topic is how to be stoic in difficult conversations. Life is full of challenges, and one of the hardest things we face is having tough conversations. Whether it's with a friend, a family member, a coworker, or even a stranger, difficult conversations can make us feel stressed, angry, or overwhelmed. But what if I told you that you could handle these moments with calmness, clarity, and strength? This is where Stoicism comes in. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that teaches us how to stay strong and balanced, even when life gets tough. It's not about hiding your emotions or pretending everything is fine. It's about understanding what you can control, accepting what you can't, and focusing on how you respond to the situation. Let's talk about how you can use Stoic principles to navigate difficult conversations with grace and wisdom. First, let's understand what Stoicism really is. Stoicism is not about being emotionless or cold. It's about recognizing that emotions are natural, but they don't have to control us. The Stoics believe that we can't always control what happens to us, but we can always control how we react. This is a powerful idea, especially when it comes to difficult conversations. Imagine you're in a heated argument. The other person might say something that hurts you or makes you angry. Your first instinct might be to lash out or defend yourself. But Stoicism teaches us to pause and think before we act. Ask yourself, what is within my control here? You can't control what the other person says or does, but you can control how you respond. This simple shift in mindset can change everything. One of the key Stoic practices is to prepare yourself mentally before a difficult conversation. This means thinking about what might happen and how you want to handle it. The Stoics called this premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. It's not about expecting the worst, but about being ready for anything. For example, if you know you're going to have a tough talk with your boss, take a moment to imagine different scenarios. What if they criticize your work? What if they don't listen to your ideas? By thinking about these possibilities ahead of time, you can prepare yourself to stay calm and focused, no matter what happens. This doesn't mean you have to predict every detail, but it helps you feel more in control of your emotions. Another important Stoic principle is to focus on your own actions and intentions, not on the outcomes. In a difficult conversation, it's easy to get caught up in wanting a specific result. Maybe you want the other person to agree with you, or to apologize, or to change their behavior. But the truth is, you can't control how they react. All you can control is how you act. Focus on being honest, respectful, and kind. Speak your truth, but don't expect the other person to respond the way you want. This can be hard, especially if you care deeply about the outcome. But remember, your goal is not to win the argument or change the other person. Your goal is to handle the conversation with integrity and dignity. Stoicism also teaches us to practice empathy and understanding. When someone says something that upsets you, try to see things from their perspective. Maybe they're stressed, or hurt, or confused. Maybe they don't even realize how their words are affecting you. Instead of reacting with anger or defensiveness, try to respond with compassion. This doesn't mean you have to agree with them or let them off the hook. It just means you're choosing to approach the situation with an open heart and mind. This can help de-escalate the tension and create a more productive conversation. Another Stoic tool is to remind yourself of the bigger picture. Difficult conversations can feel overwhelming in the moment, but they are just one small part of your life. Ask yourself, will this matter in a week, a month, or a year? Often the things we get upset about in the heat of the moment don't really matter in the long run. By keeping this in mind, you can avoid getting too caught up in the drama and stay focused on what's truly important. This doesn't mean you should dismiss your feelings or ignore the issue. It just means you're choosing not to let it consume you. One of the hardest parts of difficult conversations is dealing with criticism or negative feedback. It's natural to feel hurt or defensive when someone criticizes you. But Stoicism teaches us to see criticism as an opportunity for growth. Instead of taking it personally, ask yourself, is there any truth to what they're saying? Can I learn something from this? Even if the criticism is unfair or harsh, you can still use it as a chance to reflect on your actions and improve yourself. Remember, you don't have to agree with everything someone says about you. But you can choose to respond with humility and curiosity, rather than anger or pride. Another Stoic practice is to stay present in the moment. When we're in difficult conversation, our minds often race ahead, worrying about what might happen next, or replaying what's already been said. This can make it hard to focus on the conversation itself. Instead, try to stay grounded in the present moment. Pay attention to what the other person is saying, and to your own thoughts and feelings. If you find yourself getting distracted or overwhelmed, take a deep breath and bring your focus back to the here and now. This can help you stay calm and clear-headed, even in the midst of a tough discussion. It's also important to set boundaries in difficult conversations. Stoicism teaches us to accept what we can't control, but it also reminds us to protect our own well-being. If a conversation becomes too toxic or abusive, it's okay to walk away. You don't have to subject yourself to unnecessary pain or suffering. Setting boundaries doesn't mean you're giving up or being weak. It means you're taking care of yourself and respecting your own limits. You can always return to the conversation later when things have cooled down and you're in a better place to handle it. Finally, remember that difficult conversations are a normal part of life. No matter how much you try to avoid them, they will happen. But with Stoic principles, you can face them with courage and resilience. Instead of fearing these moments, see them as opportunities to practice your Stoic values. Each difficult conversation is a chance to grow stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Over time, you'll find that you're better able to handle whatever life throws your way. In conclusion, being Stoic in difficult conversations doesn't mean being cold or indifferent. It means staying calm, focused, and true to yourself, even when things get tough. By preparing yourself mentally, focusing on what you can control, practicing empathy, keeping the bigger picture in mind, staying present, setting boundaries, and embracing challenges, you can navigate even the hardest conversations with grace and strength. Remember, you can't control what others say or do, but you can always control how you respond. And that is the true power of Stoicism. So the next time you find yourself in a difficult conversation, take a deep breath, remember these principles, and face it with the heart of a Stoic.